guys, what's up? Welcome back to Real Estate Rundown, where we keep it real about buying, selling, and investing in the real estate market. If we have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Dominique Gilford, your Houston realtor. Just know I service Houston and the surrounding areas, okay? And my goal is very simple. It's to help you buy, sell, and invest without breaking the bank. And that statement is so underrated today in the topic that we will be discussing. So if you are currently in this market or doing anything in this market that has to do with investment and things, you're just all over the place, because we do know that these Trump tariffs are in full effect and everybody that's anybody is talking about it, okay? So we want to make sure that we are educating you guys on how that is going to affect your bottom line and how you need to look at it and how you can try to make the most educated decision on how that will impact your bottom line when buying in this current climate, okay? So we know that this current topic is a huge pressing point for this administration. And if you have seen the outcry from upper echelon on down, okay? And so this topic is something that impacts everybody, and I just love talking about it. So I thought to do a YouTube video on it today. So if you're in the market and you need to understand how this affects your pockets and what your next move in. So this is just strictly strategy at this current time, okay? Now, let me tell you, this is where having the right real estate agent makes all the difference. It's a game changer. So this is not where I hired my cousin's friend because she's a family member and she just needed to sell. This is, I need you to tell me what I need to be doing with my funds so that I understand that when we come out on the other side of this, I have equity that's building and I can start moving around my free money. So let's break it down, okay? How does new tariffs affect new construction homes, okay? Because we know that the U.S. just slapped tariffs on steel, aluminum, and other building materials, that is a cost that will naturally be rolled over to the buyer, okay? So that is what is making these new homes more expensive. So if you have gone to a builder in the last 6 months and you're looking at the same floor plan in the same community, you're like, wait a second, there's an extra $15,000. That's why it costs more to build these homes, because of the tariffs, okay? We do know that new construction and materials like steel, lumber, aluminum, and lumber, and all of those things come from other countries, okay? Like we buy lumber from Canada. So this results in higher home prices. We do know that builders aren't able to eat those costs. So we know that the builders are going to have to take those costs on the chin if you want new construction, okay? So builders are very so much feeling the squeeze. They are feeling it in the cost, and they're feeling it with the number of sales that they're having. That's why if you pay attention to any of the stock market, you see that Lenore, KB, Toll Brothers, those sales are sliding down because we understand that they're not closing as many deals as they were probably the quarter before, okay? And so we do understand that the supply chain shifts. So builders will look for domestic suppliers now, but we do understand that that takes time and it's not an overnight fix. So in the meantime and in between time, the buyers that come into the market are going to have to eat those costs, and it's going to cost you more. So you just want to be mindful. In new construction, I would strongly recommend you have representation, because what you are spending with more upfront costs, they may be able to negotiate other things that you can buy or they can offer you to kind of satisfy you eating the cost on other things as far as new construction. But also keep in mind, if you say, I'm going to move away from new construction, I'm going to buy pre-existing. We understand you're not paying as much for pre-existing homes because they're not impacted by materials costs because they have already been standing, okay? This also gives you an opportunity to get more house for your money compared to new construction. Square footage is going to be bigger first and foremost because the builders are really cutting down on the size of homes and the size of lots to get more homes on more lots so that they can make higher profit margins, because a lot of them take out blanket loans when they build your property, okay? And so you might want to consider the pre-existing home. But also keep in mind, now that new construction has an inflated cost, you're going to start seeing a higher price point on pre-existing homes because more people might run to the market trying to buy something that's pre-existing. So now as a seller, I have more leverage because now I'm getting more offers on a home that's turnkey ready. So just be mindful of that as well, okay? But if you're buying a home that's pre-existing, but it might need work, you have to keep in mind that if you're going to buy an older home and fix it up, you may run into renovation costs that also use steel, wood, and aluminum. And so that means that the purchase you're going to be buying will be hit with the tariffs that they are rolling into the market, and you might have to digest those costs. So you want to be able to negotiate the price of that pre-existing home so you don't feel the impact as much, okay? And just know you might have wiggle room in negotiations if you buy those homes a little bit early before everybody else enters back into that space. So what's your move? If you're looking to buy, you have to be very strategic right now, because that's the difference between profit and loss in this current climate. So new construction, be ready to pay more. So we know those costs are going to be rolled over to the buyers, but you do have some negotiation and bartering with the things that come with that home. Pre-owned homes, prices could rise as demand shifts, so get ready to enter the market earlier, because that could save you thousands compared to waiting till everyone entering back in. Now everyone's on the same bandwagon and negotiating prices for the same homes, okay? My personal advice, don't wait too long. This market is shifting and the smarter buyers are already making moves, okay? Because we do know that even with that interest rates are fluctuating based on the mood and the sentiment of the market, okay? Now, I do want to hear from you guys, so feel free to drop me some comments down below. Tag your friends and share the information, and let's start the dialogue. So are you looking at new construction, or are you looking at pre-existing homes? Do these tariffs change your buying strategy? Did you even have a buying strategy? Were you buying new construction, and were you buying it without an agent? These are things you need to be discussing and having dialogue about, okay? And if this video helped you, do me a favor, guys, and hit the like button, subscribe for more real estate insight, and share this with someone who needs to hear it, okay? I so look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Let's talk soon. Peace.